Unbelievable reasons why married women cheat their husbands. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video will be dealing with the unbelievable reasons why married women cheat in the married life. Long ago, cheating in marriage was always associated with men, and women were considered as silent sufferers who had to endure the consistent cheating of their husbands. But in today's modern world, it is no longer so. Because in this modern world, married women cheat as bad as married men. You well know that your marriage is built around trust. When there is no trust between you and your husband, your marriage cannot survive. When you marry your husband, you become so emotionally attached to him that you cannot think of your life apart from him. You dream of a near-perfect marriage where your husband will always be the ever-loving Romeo. But your dreams are shattered and battered when your husband is not the loving person you imagine him to be. On the contrary, you find your husband to be dull and staid and uninteresting also. What shocks you more is after marriage, your husband spends more alone time than spend quality time with you. When your husband spends most of his time away from you, loneliness engulfs you. Your loneliness is not the only reason you indulge in cheating your husband. There are many more reasons why you find another man more attractive than your husband. Your husband is not appreciative towards you while the other man is. Your husband is not emotionally supportive towards you while the other man is. Your husband thinks twice before spending for you while the other man is lavish in pampering you. When you find all your emotional expectation in another man, you are naturally drawn towards him. Can your attitude of cheating your husband be justified in any manner? Absolutely not. Loyalty towards your husband should be inbuilt in you. Faith and loyalty are the pillars which make your marriage withstand the many ups and downs you face in your married life. This video is not justifying cheating. This video will be just pinpointing the reasons you cheat your husband. The world has turned modern, and with the advent of modernity, the total concept about marriage has changed. It is sad that most of you take your marriage lightly. You now justify all the wrong you do in your married life. You are hell-bent to prove that you have done nothing wrong and the cheating happened only due to your husband. Why do you cheat your husband? As a woman, you are basically emotional and sensitive. You crave for the open display of love from your husband. When your husband is staid and mundane in his interaction with you, you feel emotionally dissatisfied in your relationship with him. Your love-deprived mind finds solace when another man touches you emotionally. When your emotional thirst is quenched by another man, your life now turns topsy-turvy. You fall into an illegal connection with the other man, not understanding that you are cheating your husband. Though you know that your relationship with the other man will have a short lifespan and destroy your marriage, you literally become blind to all these factors. The finality of your cheating will always be the destruction of your marriage. Shall we now have a look into the 5 unbelievable reasons you cheat your husband? The number 1 reason you cheat your husband is emotional craving. As a woman, you're basically emotional. You long to be cherished and treasured by your husband. You want your husband to display that you mean a lot to him. But mostly you're disappointed as your husband does not display his love for you. In fact, the way your husband interacts with you makes you feel used and ignored by him. When your husband does not display his love for you, your disappointment about him rages in your mind. The routine and mundane interaction of your husband makes you feel completely unloved and uncared in your married life. Your mind literally cries out for display of love from your husband, but you do not get it from him. This is when the other man enters into your life. The man might be your colleague, friend, or relative. When the other man listens to you and makes you feel loved and cared, you're drawn towards him. When the man who attracts you says supporting words to you, it makes you feel cared and loved. When the other man says words you want to hear and acts according to your expectations, your husband fades from your mind. When you see the other man daily and work or interact with him in close proximity, you feel drawn towards him. As you feel drawn towards that man, you open out your feelings to him. And when the man reacts the way you dreamed about, it is his image that looms large in your mind. Unknown to you, the image of your husband dulls into a faraway background. You are now that much attracted to the other man that you are ready to cross the border. The number 2 reason you cheat your husband is his continued absence. When your husband works abroad, loneliness engulfs you. The absence of your husband makes you overloaded with family duties. Your days are spent in your workplace and your night is a torturous alone time for you. There are times when your male colleague, friend or relative make your loneliness go away by spending quality time with you. Though you understand that you're being disloyal to your husband, the newness of your relationship with the other man makes you blind to the impact your affair will have on your marriage. In such cases, your relationship with the other man is mostly physical and does not have any emotional bondage. Though you know that your relationship with the other man cannot last, but your mind seeks the excitement the person gives you. You're foolish if you think that your husband will not know about your extramarital affair. Your husband will definitely come to know about it from one source or the other. It is sad that you do not realize that your extramarital affair will only kill your marriage. The person for whom you exceeded your limits will eventually be bored with you. Can you see how you cheated your husband for a relationship which was meaningless? The number 3 reason you cheat your husband is because the other man makes you feel attractive. You want your husband to find you desirable, don't you? You want him to appreciate your beauty and appearance. But your husband scarcely notices you. Your husband is physically intimate with you just to satisfy his physical hunger. When your husband ignores your looks, you feel unattractive and undesirable. You inwardly curse your husband for being so emotionless and cold. But when the other man appreciates your looks and appearance, you feel womanly and utterly feminine. This is something which your husband has been unable to do. The other man not only appreciates your appearance, he makes you feel encouraged by appreciating all your talents. When the other man is appreciative, you feel absolutely thrilled and touched because you have not experienced such reactions from your husband. The other man further excites you by making you enjoy your time with him. When the other man behaves in such a manner with you, you hate to be away from him. You constantly long for the physical proximity of the other man. You are now just a step away from an illegal affair. The number 4 reason you cheat your husband is because of the incompatibility between you. After a few years of your marriage, you seem to have nothing in common with your husband. If you are a South Pole, your husband is the North Pole. Such is the immense difference of character and attitude between you and your husband. Just for an example, you might be an extrovert while your husband might be an introvert. If such is the case, your exuberant nature makes you feel suffocated by the taciturn nature of your husband. When you are an extrovert, you want to talk while your husband wants to keep silent. Can you see how much you differ from your husband? When you meet an extrovert colleague, friend or relative who excites you with a sense of humor and fun-loving nature, you are drawn towards him. When you meet a person who is of your same wavelength, you are automatically attracted to him. And the vast difference in nature between you and your husband makes you draw away from him. The number 5 reason you cheat your husband is you're willing to do it. Long ago, your wife cheating her husband willingly was quite unthinkable. It is because casual flings by women were quite uncommon in those days. But with the modern world becoming more permissive, extramarital affairs of women do not create that much of ripples any longer and is accepted as a part of human weakness. The modern world you now live in forces you to mingle with your male colleagues, friends and relatives more freely. Small physical contacts between you and your male friends and colleagues become very casual and normal. What my husband does not know is not going to hurt him, your modern mentality tells you. In fact, your extramarital affair does not affect your conscience anymore in this modern world. When you do not maintain a dividing line between you and your male friends or colleagues, it becomes natural for you to be disloyal to your husband. Did this video make you understand the unbelievable reasons why married women cheat their husbands? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.